So you want to join the Navy. It's a hard life that doesn't appeal to everyone. The Navy is out of the ordinary. They pay people to sail around the world, and even pay you to learn how to do it. The Navy cannot advance into the missile age on its own. The fighting capacity of Australia's warships and naval aircraft, and the efficiency of much of the equipment in them, depends on the skill and knowledge of the Navy technical sailor. Marine technical specialists operate and maintain the mechanical equipment of the fleet. The safety and success of naval air crews depends upon the air technical sailor. And the electronic technical sailors are concerned with the electronic and engineering side of weapons and ships. Let's see how the Navy trains its technical sailors at HMAS Nirimba to become skilled tradesmen in the Royal Australian Navy.
I went to Nirimba initially to get out of school. I saw in front of me an opportunity to advance myself, give myself a firm footing in life, which is a trade. And as far as I'm concerned, nowadays, if you haven't got a trade, you may as well give the whole thing a miss. When I think of Nirimba, I think of work, hard work, a lot of great mates. You suddenly leave school and you go to a strange place, you don't know anyone at all, and then everyone starts to get to know everybody else, and a really great comradeship evolves, and it sticks with you throughout the Navy. I've still got all my mates. They all remember me, and we all have a great time together. You know, being a training depot, the discipline there is very hard. You're there to work, you're there to learn, and you mightn't agree with it at the time, but you've got to cope. If you want to get anywhere in this outfit, you've got to learn to take notice of what you're told and do as you're told. You spend a lot of time in the workshops. Like, you might think, I'm an electrician, I won't ever work with a slab of metal, and you will find that when you go to sea, you might get a job where you do actually have to use this skill, and you'll think you're lucky stars that you've done it. Well, at Nirimba, you've got a lot of different accommodation blocks, and they've all got different names. As you can imagine, there's a lot of interdivisional rivalry. It's good as far as attaining higher standards is concerned. The captain might do rounds occasionally, and he picks out the best division. In the blocks, they've got what's known as cabins, and in each cabin there's provision for 4 apprentices. You've got your own working desk, so you can do your homework and whatever. You've got a stack of cupboard space and locker space.
Today we're going to...
The apprentices go in for motorbikes.
The obstacle track, and then carry straight on around the dirt track.
They've got motorbike classes which are set up so that the apprentices can become more skillful in their riding and are capable of handling the machines in case they get into trouble. You'll be given the opportunity to sit for the Sydney Tech College examination. Normally, it takes approximately 4 years for an apprentice outside to sit for this examination. So, as you can imagine, you can't let yourself slacken off at all. The training that is carried out at Nirimba is fully recognised by the civilian authorities. I've finished my apprenticeship now. I've got my ticket.
The food was always good, it was always nutritious. It had the value there. The hard part about it is they've got to cook so much food at the one time for everyone, like eggs. And when you've got to cook about 500 eggs, you just sort of throw them on and take them off again. to go on excursions to different ships, and you sort of get the feeling of what it's like to actually be on a ship, and you get an idea of what you're going to expect when you get out there into the fleet. It really helps a lot. All the trades, what you're aiming for, and if you knuckle down, do the job, you can go outside and enjoy yourself with your mates, and even while you're actually doing your trade next. And it's not really like a school or anything like that. It's more relaxed than a classroom.
I'm a lieutenant in the Royal Australian Navy. When I joined Nirimba as an apprentice, things didn't look too good to my future. However, with 18 months fairly hard work, I had an excellent opportunity presented to me to complete my matriculation. In addition, I achieved a degree. My present job as the Deputy Electrical Engineer on the ship, of course, is also a learning job, in the sense that all the jobs in the Navy is just preparation for the next stage, virtually. I expect to have several more courses on completion of this present job, as the Navy is becoming more computerised.
Removal and replacement of integrated circuits from a double-sided PC board. Now, for this exercise,
the tradesmen that teach at Nirimba teach the trade on the floor, the practical side of the trade. Hand-selected tradesmen who have both the quality of being excellent tradesmen in their own right and the ability to be able to teach people the same skill that they have.
Namely the audio voltage amplifier, a phase splitter, and audio power amplifier.
I cannot see how commercial ventures on a small scale can give you as high a standard, because they certainly don't have the time or the variety of jobs in any given period of time to be able to give a well-rounded apprenticeship. The academic instruction comes from instructors, uniformed instructor officers in the Navy, and they all hold the necessary academic qualifications to teach outside the Navy if they were outside.
And the first thing I wanted was an apprenticeship, something to fall back on if I ever happened to want to leave the Navy. I'm in one fire room, and my main job at the moment is the upkeep and the running of the auxiliary machinery. I like the Navy. I spent 3.5 years in Naval Reserve Cadets. Your pay's always there, and your food, and you've got room and board sort of thing. I'd get back to Nirimba if it was offered to me again. The training was the thing that sort of I liked out there. I sort of learned a lot out there, made a lot of good friends, and well, it was just something that I remember all my life. Well, I never really liked classrooms.
This RAAF amplifier, as all RAAF amplifiers, provides the selectivity and the interjection for all
the work there was pretty well the same as school. You learn about a subject and you'd have a test on it.
And how we can align that particular receiver.
There were 2 TV rooms and table tennis rooms, libraries, and there's a local card room. We have a few games of cards, pool rooms. Wasn't real crash hot on sport at school. When I joined the Navy, it was a sort of different sort of thing. We played sport, we had PT for classes, and I got interested in sports. And out at Nirimba you have a variety of sports, whatever you like sort of thing. We've got tons of room, we've got 3 or 4 cricket fields, a couple of football fields, and all works. Well, medical out there is terrific. The sort of little hospital out there. There's always an SBA on every night. A sick bay attendant, if you're a crook, give you something you needed. A dental, if you had a toothache, go straight up and they'd whack you in the chair. And my teeth have never been better since I've been in the Navy, I'll say that. Well, leave, we used to get, when I was out there, I'd have 1 weekend every 4 weekends on duty, and have 3 weekends off, plus annual leave.
You're training for the passing out parade all the time because you're you've got to be good. You don't want to make a mistake, and you do gunnery drill and marching drill all the time, and you're practicing for it for about 2 to 3 weeks beforehand.
That's the day he can let his hair down and say, well, I've done 2 years here, and he looks forward to going out into the fleet and starting to put all that he's learnt at Nirimba into practice.
And it sort of shows that you've achieved something.
To all of you, I wish successful careers, a very happy Christmas leave, and an enjoyable party this evening.
They're all lined up on the parade ground. They all march past, and it looks good, especially when they're all in uniform, all the same.
If you go through and try, you're going to end up with a trade, and you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to be with a great bunch of blokes at Nirimba.
The time that I spend at Nirimba is the most beneficial time that I've ever spent in my life, and it stands me in good stead for the rest of my life, definitely.